In the light heavyweight division at UFC Fight Night, you got Zak Cummings coming at 24-7, taking on Ed Herman, who comes in at 27-15. This is American versus American. Herman 1 inch taller at 6'1". He's got a 2-inch reach advantage. He fights right-handed. Cummings fights left-handed. Herman has a slight edge in significant strikes per minute at 3.3 significant strikes per minute. That's kind of a slow pace, but Cummings even slower at 2.6 significant strikes per minute. So the takedown game is also important because Herman leads in that area too, with about 2 takedowns over the course of 3 rounds. Also consider that Ed Herman is a natural light heavyweight. Zak Cummings has fought in middleweight. He's moving up in this fight. So we'll see if that causes him problems or not. Cummings has a 65% takedown defense. So, it's average, but he's still going to probably give up 2 to 3 takedowns in this fight. He's coming off the win over Alessio Di Chirico by decision. Lost to Amari Akhmadov by decision. The good thing there is that he got to a decision against Akhmadov, who's a tough fighter. He did beat Trevin Giles and Trevor Smith, so he is capable of beating some quality opponents. He's won 4 of his last 6 against guys like Nathan Coy, Alexander Yakovlev, but he did lose to Michael Brazeris and, of course, Amari Akhmadov. Now, Ed Herman, a.k.a. Short Fuse, 59% takedown defense, but that should be good enough here. He lost to Alonzo Benefield by decision, but before that beat Mike Rodriguez, Kadis Ibragimov, and Patrick Cummins by KO. He did beat Mike Rodriguez by submission. So the loss to Benefield kind of makes you wonder which Ed Herman is going to show up in this fight. It should be interesting. And, on paper, it looks like Ed Herman is going to win. But Zak Cummings is the favorite for a reason. He just looks to me to be the bigger guy. He has the ability to put on some weight for this fight. He doesn't have to cut any weight, So that's going to be a big deal for him. And when you look at some of the other fights, you think, okay, Ed Herman's going to win this fight, but he lost to Alonzo Benefield. No disrespect. And Zak Cummings is probably not better than Alonzo Benefield, but he's certainly good enough to beat Ed Herman in this fight. Ed Herman has 15 losses. So on paper, he's got the numbers, solid averages over 42 fights, but why is he losing 15 times? That brings into question, does he have the ability to win this fight? All right, it's right in the middle of his wins and losses in terms of Zak Cummings. But at the same time, I think Zak Cummings is going to come through here, get the win by decision. He's going to grind it out. He'll lead in significant strikes. He might get a takedown or 2, but he's got to defend the takedowns if he wants to move to 25-7, and I believe that's what happens here in the light heavyweight division at UFC Fight Night.